morning, YouTube. So last episode we did the oil change and the transmission fluid fill, drain and fill. It's the next day, but I was putting these new wheels and tires on. I was just gonna do that off camera because I had already showed the front passenger, but I'm gonna take this truck to a car show this Saturday, and I was gonna take it out on a test drive today. I was also going to do some editing and some computer stuff, you know, but there's a bushing in the steering. So I think this is the, I'm confused again, idler arm or the pitman arm. I can't remember which one's which. Anyway, I tried to order this part, but it was the wrong part. So I'm just gonna replace this bushing. I got it up on a jack, but I'm gonna put a stand under it. And then that, I think, is the only other bushing that we haven't replaced in the steering. So I'm hoping that might take some of the wobbliness out of it. But all right, so the wheels and tires that were on this, they don't have a date code on them. So I think they started doing date codes like 20 years ago or 15, I don't know. But they don't have a date code on them. There's some bulges in them, and those are trailer wheels. So I do think that these wheels and tires are gonna make a huge difference because these are actually balanced and they're not 20 years old or whatever. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna get this on here real quick and then do that today, and then car show Saturday. So I'm gonna take the camera, try to get some footage of some cool rigs out there, and we'll just goof around out at the car show. So welcome back to Figure It Out Garage. All right, so this is the part that I ordered. That was the wrong part. So I'm gonna get this off here, get the piece off under there, stick this, re-grease it. Bob's your uncle. So this hopefully should be an easy job because I've done this a bunch already. Try to keep this cotter pin. I don't have any more cotter pins. Got the cotter pin out. I bet that's a 15 or a 17. All right. What I don't want to happen, if you watched a couple weeks ago, yep, 17. What I don't want to happen is I don't want to gum this up or anything, because I'll have to replace this and I'll never find one. So I'm gonna try to avoid using, of course my wheel is turning, so this might be a job for a torque wrench, or not a torque wrench, an impact. Or maybe a bigger hammer. All right, we got breaker bar. Am I tightening it? Yes. Well, yeah, I was tightening it, so that was really smart. Hey, I was just trying to get it ready, you know? Yeah, there we go. It helps when you're actually trying to tighten it and not loosen it. I also just noticed I need to move this. I don't know if you can see it, but I ran a new battery cable. I need to scoot that because my steering is hitting that. So I need to fix that too. I'm glad I'm under here doing this now that I see that, because that would not be good. Okay, so this is the biggest wrench that I have. This is 1 1/8 inches. So it's like 1 3/8 inches or 1 5/16 inches, or it's bigger than an inch and 1/8 inches. So I actually don't even have, and I don't know if it's metric or standard, I don't even have a wrench that big or sockets. So I think, so this is on the drag link. This is all one piece. And I need to be able to take this up. So I can't just beat on it like this because there won't be any wiggle in its wobble. So I think I need to take off, it'll be easier to take off the outer tie rod than the inner, just because it's right here in my teeth. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, we're gonna try to get this out with this rubber mallet so I don't mess anything up today. All right, I decided if I beat on the tie rod itself, I don't have to worry about gumming up the actual end, but it doesn't seem to be working. Maybe I could stick a 2x4 or something between that or something. It's like deja vu. Let's try this. Hey, is that working? I think so. All right, I got it off there, off camera, because I'm sure you guys are sick of watching me beat on stuff. So now, the question is, can I repeat that? Does this drag link have enough flex in it? It should. Yeah, we'll just try stuff. We'll figure it out. I'm gonna try to find a piece of wood to beat on and then just use a hammer. And then once I get to a certain point, I'll be able to do what I did a minute ago and shove a wrench in there. Right now I don't have enough clearance. This 17mm, I can tap it in there now. And then all right, I wish I would have filmed that, but so I had the 17 in there and I beat on it for a little while, blah blah blah, and then eventually I just put this 25, which is thicker, and I just boop 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 boop, and it popped right out. So let's replace this bushing real quick, and we'll put this all back together. Yay, we didn't break anything.
A great success!
Oh wow, that definitely needs to be re-greased. Like, there's all the noise coming off the steering column. This isn't the worst, but some new grease will definitely do it some favors. I got my Walmart grease. So is this the old bushing? Oh yeah, this is the new bushing. Putting a liberal amount in there, and then we will wipe this off. That's actually, it's not loose or anything, so that's good. Pack this liberal amount. It ain't gonna hurt. And then I got my dirty rag for my greasy little fingies. And then we're gonna pop this on. 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 We're gonna put this together the same way it came apart. I'm gonna do this first. And then hopefully my wheel alignment isn't all whacked out now, but I think it might be, but we'll figure that out too. Get this on here. And then, oh, I'm probably gonna have to beat on this a little bit to get it to seat itself. Yeah. Oh yeah, I think last time I used like a pair of pliers, so I'll do that. Yeah, so I got the DeWalt's here. And we'll give that a squeeze. So the press fitting locks the nut thing. This probably isn't gonna work. It doesn't seem like it did. Cool. Oh no, it did. Cool. All right, tighten that back up. Got my deep socket. And, oh yeah. Now it's spinning again. Come on, little guy. We're getting closer. Once we get it up in there, it'll do it. If I could maybe squeeze this and tighten it at the same time. I can't tell if that's working or not. I think it is. Oh, I'm so close. Yeah. Sweet. I guess I need to tighten it a little bit more because I still don't see the cotter pin. I might need to loosen it, kind of orientate the cotter pin, and then, because it's pressed in now, so yeah, we'll do that. Let's orientate ourselves to the cotter pin. All right, cotter pin, where are you? Oh, he's way down here. Oh, I had plenty of room. Okay, it's just filled with too much grease. Remember when I said I didn't think I could over grease it? Well, I did. I done gone and done it. Okay, the only other thing we're gonna do when we're under here, you can see this starter positive. Maybe just scoot him over there. And then, let's see. Does she still touch? No. All right, now yeah. We got no wiggle in the wobble. Let's see if the steering wheel is centered. It probably isn't. It's close enough. I guess there's like a bearing in here or something that goes bad, so maybe we'll do that one day, because apparently that helps the steering work more good. I gotta clean up mess number one. I'm glad I did that. Because now, pretty much all of the steering components, at least from, you know, the drag link and all that stuff's replaced. So we should really be able to tell a difference if these wheels and tires are gonna fix our death wobble. So there's like 4 different kinds of lug nuts on this thing right now. And then there's like 3 or 4 wheel studs that are stripped out or missing. And I have new wheel studs, but I gotta take, you know, the caliper apart and the brake drums in the back. And I know I'm gonna have to basically rebuild or replace the calipers, or the calipers and the rear drum wheel cylinders, and I just don't want to do that yet. I'm gonna do it eventually. What kind of car or truck? I want to do a car. What kind of car do you guys think I should get from a salvage yard and get to work? Comment down below or message me on Instagram and let me know, what do you think I should do? I was thinking about an old Toyota, like a 70s, like Corona, or there's this little car called a Starlet, or an old Corolla, or a early Celica, like one of those. Because I know a little bit about the Toyotas. So that would be cool. But yeah, comment down below, what do you think I should drag home next? Right now, I only have room for 2 cars at a time. So whatever the next one is, I'll probably have to like buy it, you know, non-running and driving, and then try to kind of not necessarily flip it, but just, you know, use my money to get a more differenter one. I got another jack back here. He doesn't get used as much. He's the thicky boy. I'm gonna pull this thing out of here and show you my mess, and then that's gonna be it for the day. But thanks for watching, and here in a few days I'll be showing you guys the Evansville, Indiana West Side Nut Club car show. Let's pull this thing out and see how much automatic transmission fluid we have on the floor. Oh yeah, I went to O'Reilly's. The manager just hooked me up. This was a piece of scrap hose. So we're gonna slap this on. I think it's part of the EGR. This motor doesn't really have any blow by or anything, so it's not like probably really gonna do anything, but I got the pieces, so I might as well do it. Yeah, she'll ride. This isn't gonna look the fanciest, and I don't even really know if it's gonna do anything, but this is for that little girl that is really worried about the environment. What's that girl's, Greta? This is for Greta. This is the hardest time I've had starting it. That's weird. Maybe it doesn't like my EGR. Am I gonna have to delete my EGR? I think I'm gonna have to delete that. It hates it. Got good oil pressure though. Could be something else. I don't know. Let's check the gas. I don't know what's going on with this gas. It's not leaking, but I don't know if it's evaporating or what, but there should be way more gas in this than there is. It's actually not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. I'm gonna go take her out for a spin and then we'll come back and clean this up, but I'll see you guys this episode, but later on, a different day in the future. Hey everybody, I'm out here with my wife.
This is my wife.
We're at the car show, we've already walked. This is a big one. We've already walked a few blocks, but I was gonna film the whole time, but we're just having a good time checking out these cars and trucks. So we got this sweet patina rig here. She's a 69. And then, I don't know if you like this, but I think this thing looks sweet. Interior is super cool. So yeah, we're just walking. I'll pull this thing out and show you guys some more. The quad cab dually here. And then I noticed this International earlier. I don't know enough about Internationals to tell you what year it is. Oh, it's a 74. Look at that thing. So you International guys would know. There's like C series and D series. I don't know which one's which, but this is a rig. It's got the temp tag on it, so they must have just got it back out on the road. Got the old Ramsey Winch Company. The moonshining rig. Got the yellow first gen Bronco. I don't know what this thing is yet. Yep. If you know what this is, tell me, because I don't.
Well, and it's...
Oh, it's got the Deutsch on it. Panhard. It's sweet though. It's real little.
We got a picture of that Panhard.
Did you hear that? That guy didn't know what a Panhard was either. Okay.
But his was red.
It was red? Okay. The interior's, I mean, obviously been redone, but it looks very nice. Do you think it was this high?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Doing wheelies over here.
And he had that
Diamond plate
Yeah, he had that around it.
on the
On the button on the bed.
The old Chevy. Another old Chevy truck. Done got LS swapped. Go look at this wagon over here. There was that one wagon at that other car show that we went to fairly recently, but this is a different one. The one over, yeah. '48 Willis. This thing is sweet. She had done been LS swapped too.
Is this where everybody goes? The happening place?
That is Bud's Bar and Grill. Froggies.
They want to be able
Froggies. That's a coolant, extra coolant overflow. Coolant overflow.
That's very cute.
Yep. I like this. It's a radiator and they made it fit.
Sometimes you gotta make it fit, you know?
Yep. This wagon is sweet. Is this a Blazer? GMC Yukon, close-ish. She slammed. No, I think the Yukon is the high, basically the higher trim. Because GMC and Chevy is the same. I think.
I thought Yukons were the equivalent to the Suburbans.
Oh. All right, yep, you're right. These things are always wild. I know there's like different ones. There's like one that's like a van, right? And then this has got like the situation going on. The ramp. Yeah, so this is like a rear, so I was wrong. So, okay, so Corvairs are like mid or rear engine, but the Corvair cars, I wonder if there's a Corvair car here so that I can show it to you. So there's like Corvair cars,
Okay.
which is super weird that they decided to call that a Corvair before the car.
Pretty.
Yeah, this is super pretty. The old Fairlane.
Its name is Betty Lou.
That fits it.
It's so cute.
It's so cute. That upholstery is
Oh
awesome.
yeah, it's beautiful.
It looks like a meme-all.
I love the colors.
Yeah. It's so nice. It's so nice. I can't talk. Here's a Slammed F100.
Oh boy. Oh yeah. And your oldest is
This thing is sweet. What do you think?
yeah. It's huge.
It's so big. It's crazy how much cooler it is in the grass. There's a travel wall over here that I spied earlier. This is one of this travel wall. This is like one of my dream vehicles. Yeah. Yep. Does that check
It
out?
looks like an old ambulance.
Does it check out?
Yeah.
Yep. 60 something.
Woo.
$66. This thing's cool. I don't know anything about it. Oh yeah, a Fiero. That thing's kind of sweet in a weird 80s way.
It's like something Shane would want.
Yep, yep. For sure a Shane car. Here's an old crew cab or quad cab or whatever you call it. $48. That like quad cab situation is probably super rare for a 48. Ford wagon, super cool.
The country sedan. Ooh, it's for sale, babe.
Oh, it's only $9,000. I feel like they
Roughly 96,000 miles, likely original.
shooting a little high there.
She's only got 96,000 miles on the engine.
Oh yeah,
That's barely used.
that's
That's a baby.
means it's been sitting
It's a
in a
young
barn
pup.
for 40 years. Got the Bronco over here. I love my hooker headers. It's got all the cool speed part stickers.
Your favorite car?
My favorite car is, so far, is that 66 International Travel Ball. That's my favorite car so far.
Why?
Because they're ugly, but in like it doesn't make the design choices that the International made, I feel like doesn't really make any sense, but in a really cool way. Hey, so we're out here at the car show. I was gonna drive the Courier, but the driver's side front brake caliper is locked up, so that's great. And then it's leaking transmission fluid because the gasket that I made didn't work. So I decided that I didn't want to drive it 20 minutes. So we're just out here hanging out. We're gonna get some dinner after this. But in the past, I showed some cars, so I'm gonna put the cars in now. See you later. That'll be good. This is a Mustang. I don't know anything about Mustangs. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about that much of anything. This short bed with the camper top is sweet.
right.
All right, well, that's pretty much the end of that. Back to working on my Courier. Cool. Welcome back to the garage. So, I got some parts here. This is that gasket and filter that didn't work that I need to return to AutoZone. And then I got a manual choke. So that's what we're gonna do this morning. Should only take, I got about 3 hours before I need to go to work. This shouldn't take 3 hours, but it probably will. So this is supposedly a Weber, I mean it's probably bootleg or whatever, but seems pretty straightforward. So we're gonna figure it out. I got that, and then I got the cable, which is also supposedly Weber Electrical Connect linkage cable choke packaged in the USA. So, all right, well, let's get the hood popped and see what we're looking at here. So here's the old electric choke with my wiring that I did. I can't remember if I soldered that or what, but we got a couple bolts that I'm gonna have a terrible time getting to. Well, maybe not so much these, but this one down here. And then I heat shrunk that. I guess the first step is let's make sure this kit actually works. So this doesn't really seem to make very much sense to me, but I guess it will. So it seems like my cable's gonna go through here, and then I'm gonna bolt it to this little binding post. And then when I, push the choke in, it'll push it this way. And then when I pull it, it'll pull it this way, I guess. But what's weird is when I spin this, and I don't know if that's because there's not any tension on it, but it feels like that doesn't spin. I have to spin this. But everything's kind of wobbly inside of here. I don't know. It all seems like it's not going to do anything. But I guess that's why we're calling this Figure It Out Garage, because I'm going to figure it out, I guess. And that's going to be like this. So I guess we're just gonna give it a shot. We'll just see what happens, I guess. If I can't get it to work, I can always just put it back together. But this bracket appears to be correct. All right, let's do it. Nope, 6mm. Nope, they're 7 or they're standard. All right, we're 7mm here. Another thing I decided to do, since this is an electric choke, I decided to remove my negative battery cable. I'm sure it'll be fine, but I don't want anything to zap me. So probably get these top 2 off and then work on that bottom one. I'm sure there's a spring or something in here that I obviously do not want to lose. Take off this extension, see if I can, yep, I can weasel that in here. So that's good. So I hope you guys like that footage of that car show that happened yesterday. And then, so my gasket that I made in the last episode for the transmission, well, big surprise, it leaks a little bit. So I'm gonna order a new gasket, and then I'm just gonna do that off camera. And then what else? So I think I mentioned it last night in the car show footage, but I think my driver's side caliper is stuck, or one of the pistons is stuck, or something's going on, because I took this thing for a test drive a couple days ago, and well, it had a bad time. So it was hot. The whole wheel was hot. I thought it was sitting out in the sun for a while, and I thought maybe like the heat just heated up that shiny aluminum, but no. I think something's going on with that. So I'm gonna mess with that a little bit, probably off camera. I need to do all the brakes anyway, and I'd like to film that, so we'll get there. I've almost got this last bolt off, and I got it. Trying to not lose any of these pieces. All right. Pull my heat shrink off, hopefully. I heat shrunked it really good, apparently. All right, I'm gonna kind of show you what's going on here-ish. So, this all fits up like this. And I'm assuming, and I could completely be wrong, but there's these little indentations in this. So I'm assuming I should try to I should kind of keep, this is kind of it's indexing where you should put it into the thing. And then I noticed, so what I was saying earlier, when you kind of spin this, nothing happens, but when you put tension on it, it'll actually spin that. So I think that, so if I just, no tension, it doesn't spin this inner choke mover mechanism, but when I pull on it and I put tension on it, you can see it spins it. So I'm gonna try to get this indexed, which I think is gonna probably be a little hard on the truck. I'm sure they probably assume you're doing this with the carburetor off the truck, or that, that's the easiest way to do it. I'm not gonna do that because I don't feel like pulling that whole carburetor off and then having vacuum leaks, because I don't have any right now. All right, this thing goes this way. So, yeah. And I would pull it. So when I pull the choke, it should go this way also. Can he do it? All right, so I think I'm gonna have to trim. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some, no I'm not. It just barely clears. I'm gonna have to put this on first, and then kind of hold it in place. Yeah, it all just barely clears. Can't really tell. If I did it or not. Oh my goodness. So I gotta get this on here. And as you can see, I just barely have clearance with that valve cover. Oh my goodness. So I don't know if that's... I'm gonna have to pull off the air cleaner and see if this is moving around. These carburetors, I think in a lot of other trucks sit this way, obviously, but you gotta use all these adapters for the intake. So it kind of changes the orientation. So there's things that are a little weird, kind of like the linkage. I mean, it's obviously not, it's not rocket surgery, but I hate how tight these tabs are. I need to bend them. Okay, let's see if we're moving the choke here. No. This also just seems like, why doesn't this move this? When I have to spin this. So does it like, I think I need to look at some pictures on the old Google machine, because this doesn't really make any sense. Because I feel like when I spin this, it should move this more easily than it does, and it doesn't do that. Okay, take two. Seeing if I put tension on this. Yes. So when I spin this, it does close and open the choke. I guess let's just go for it. The only thing that sucks, no, this doesn't suck that bad. Okay. I just gotta keep everything kind of tight while I do make sure it's still, yes. So it's still actuating the choke fins or whatever. Are they fins? I think they're fins. If they're not, they are now. Just gotta get these kind of finger tight. And then, I don't know if I did this wrong. I took this out, because I think the idea with this is the choke, the electric choke heating up will continue to open, you know, past whatever heat threshold the choke is designed to do. I don't know if that makes sense. So it's basically like you're tuning your choke. Like that thing, that little, I don't know what you would call that, washer, I don't know, whatever you want to call that. I think it only lets the choke open and close. Like it can create like a range of choking. Getting this one in is gonna suck pretty bad. There's like a vacuum line, and yeah, not very fun. But that's okay. Could be worse. I could not be working on an old truck. We got it. So this still chokes. So theoretically, when this is pulled, it should spin this. But what's weird is kind of like what I was saying. Maybe this is a better explanation. This, I would think, should do the thing. Boop, beep, boop. You know what I'm saying? Like when I pull this, it should spin this, and it doesn't do that. Does it come through here and then like, does the cable like come through here and then come through here and then come down? Like how does that, or do I wrap it under this and through there or something? Because spinning this chokes it. See? I don't know. Do you know? Because like this doesn't do anything. We got our choke cable assembly. I feel like, do I need to take this? Okay. Yep, it does the thing. I'm thinking here-ish. I marked the holes with a Sharpie. This one's gonna be fun because it's kind of at a weird angle. All right, self-tapping away here. Self-tap away. Okie dokie. I did it. The bracket is mounted. Just gonna do a little test fit here with one hand. I'm sure. Boop. So it looks like right above where the two heater lines to the heater box over here, there's a spot that'll pretty much be perfect. So I'll kind of show you to give us a reference. So like here, and then that'll feed right to here, and it'll pretty much be a straight shot. Do I have to move some crap? Maybe, maybe not. I'm thinking like right here. I guess you can't see anything. Yeah, I'm gonna have to maybe do it like this. I think I found a good spot down here by the steering column. Maybe. And I have plenty of slack. I don't want it to interfere with the throttle linkage, obviously. I don't necessarily think that it will. Maybe I feed it out. I poked myself in the face with it. Feed it through here, and then maybe zip tie it up here. It's not going to interfere with anything here. Nothing's going to rub on it. I mean, it's in this like nylon casing. So now, I guess, we'll sort of test fit it and see if it works. Oh, I got to run that bolt through it, so let me redo Robbie, pull it back through, mount it to the bracket, and then we'll test fit it. Okay, I gotta loosen this, which I love that it's upside down. Very cool. Cool, yep, love it. Okay, can I get this in here? I kind of can't. There we go. I have no room to wiggle. Cool. Wrench. Find a wrench. Find an 8mm wrench. Gotta do the scratch my valve cover shuffle here. I don't want to ruin my perfect paint. Got it close enough for now. So I guess now I need to loosen this from this binding post. And then feed your wire through the binding post, and then tighten this. See, this is what I'm talking about. Let's get this nice and tight first, I guess, before we start complaining about how it doesn't work. I'm sure I'm doing this wrong too, of course, but when I pull on this, it doesn't move the choke. Is it because there's no tension on it? When I rotate this, it moves the choke, but this doesn't rotate this, you see? You know what I'm saying? All right, so I'm gonna pull the choke from inside the cab, and it moves. I can see it under the hood. So it's moving the binding post and the thing, but it's not moving that. It's not moving the thing that needs to be moved. All right, I'm an idiot, but I'm figuring it out. I realized, well, I know this, but I'm just overcomplicating things. So when I pull the choke, which would be rotating this, I'm closing that, I'm choking it. So I think I need to hold this closed and then pull the binding post like towards me, like towards the radiator, and then tighten it. Also at the same time with the actual cable in the cab pulled out. Does that make sense? Maybe. We're gonna pull. So basically baseline is gonna be choke pulled, which will shut in the long, when I want to do it, it'll shut the blades, right? Yes. So I want to basically baseline it. So now, so move, okay, does this spin the blades? Maybe? Yes. So I want to have these blades shut like this, and then I want to, while those are shut, keep everything tight, right? Right? Do you get what I'm saying? Maybe? So there's these little cotter pins that kind of hold this plate in place. And I think I need to get this onto like another tab. Like this is turned, they turned little grooves into this pin. And I think this here, this edge one, I think I need to pull this cotter pin out and then move these up a groove so this fits inside that little groove, this tab right here. I'm gonna try that. I don't wanna drop this, but there's this little, whatever, clampy doodad that held that in place. So now my theory is if I move this, well, I need two hands to do this. So I moved that over into another groove, and then can I just clamp this back without dropping it and never seeing it again? Okay. So it's almost like I need another one of those clamps. Let's see. So it's still, this whole mechanism still doesn't spin this. And this doesn't really spin that. But this does move the blades, kind of. I don't. If I look like an idiot, I'm sorry, but everything moves fine, but it all moves sort of like independently.
What do you say we both be independent together, huh?
I'm gonna re-loosen the binder. So what a guy is saying is he doesn't understand why this, am I not? Yeah, so I can spin this pin, I've said this 5 times. When I spin this pin, it moves the blades, which is what I want to happen. But this doesn't spin the pin. It just rotates around on the pin. All right, I'm gonna try to just tighten this onto this. Just give it a little squeezy squeeze. But first I'm gonna get it lined up in some grooves. No, that still doesn't spin it. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not as dumb as I thought I was. And it still has like some return. Like I can still, like if it overshoots it, it still kind of spins a little bit. If that makes sense. Probably not, maybe. All right. Okay, so now, glad I friggin' figured that out. Okay, so now what we need to do is set, so like, I need to push, okay, yep. We gotta get this wire, cable, gotta get this cable back in here. All right, I'm just gonna zip tie this up a little bit. It's gonna be semi-permanent, but if it works, it'll be permanent. I'm gonna make sure this doesn't interfere with the throttle linkage or anything. All right, I adjusted everything a little bit, and I'm a lot more happy with it. It's still, I don't know, looks a little janky, but I guess that's what happens when you order from Cheap Parts Incorporated. But, so here, check it out. Works pretty good. So that's going to be it for, I think this is episode 6. Hope you enjoyed the car show. Hope you enjoyed that manual choke conversion. I'm going to take a look at this brake caliper, and I'm also going to fix that transmission fluid leak off camera. And then we're going to start on ball joints, upper and lower, both sides. And then I think we're gonna do floor pans. There are some car shows that I'm trying to take the truck to, so I'm trying to kind of evenly space things out so that it's not off the road for too long, even though it's not even really on the road anyway yet, sort of, it kind of is. But thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I'm having a lot of fun doing this, so thanks for the support, and we'll see you next week.